Hey, we made it. We made it. Episode show number 52. Episode show tuning in Jaguars with a season opening win. I pulled the stats up a moment ago. Looked like only one sack by the defensive line, though. And you know who got it? The guy that I'm so happy the Jaguars re-signed, Dewan Smoot. So I've got some comments about the game. It was a team win. Team effort, no doubt. Jaguars win 26-10. Oh, got the coffee. That's great coffee, boy. Jaguar. It tastes even better with a win. Jacksonville Jaguars 26, Carolina Panthers 10. About a minute in, we're brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital. For your real estate needs in North Florida, go to our website at bigjreport.com. Scroll the homepage. You'll find a link for Saucer Realty and Capital right near the North Florida weather report. Speaking of North Florida weather, 70% chance of rain, not quite as hot. Northeasterly breezes at about 9 to probably about 24 miles per hour. And winds will pick up at times. Gusty northeast winds will actually support more showers. Winds are going to be northeast at about 9 to 23 to 9 to 24 miles per hour in that range. So we might have a wet day or two, 70% chance of rain. It's Monday morning, September the 8th. I saw the Buffalo Bills won their game. Alex is one of our – Alex is such a great guy. Alex Nunnery, one of our producers, our executive producer, JC. John Gaylor, thank you for being a contributor and a correspondent here at the Teal Shirt Report podcast from bigjreport.com. We're all happier with the win when you follow the Jaguars. 26, the Jacksonville Jaguars 26, the Carolina Panthers 10. Final score on Sunday, September the 7th. Now, I take notes during the game. I saw the mass majority of the game. If I missed a play or two, it wasn't many. I might have missed 2 or 3 plays the entire game. I got the stats up. I took some notes. We're coming off a really rough Florida loss. South Florida 18, Florida Gators 16. Alabama got back on the winning track. Who was Alabama playing? Louisiana Monroe. And Alabama beat them, I think it was 72-0 or 73-0. Most of the some of the college football scores are posted on our website in the sports section at bigjreport.com. Florida State beat, I think it was East Texas A&M, not Texas A&M, but East Texas A&M. Florida State with a huge win. Florida State is 2-0. Florida had a blowout the first game over the Long Island Blackbirds, or the Long Island Sharks, I should say. But the South Florida game was rough. South Florida 18, the Florida Gators 16. We'll talk a little bit more SEC, but right now this is mainly about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars 26, Carolina Panthers 10. There was a rain delay, or really more of a lightning delay in the second quarter. I think it was like midway through the second quarter. The lightning delay was well over an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. Then the play was resumed in the second quarter. And, the players went back to the locker room. Some of them said they were twiddling their thumbs. Other players said they might have watched a game or two, some plays from some of the other games. And then they came back on the field. And, it was a wet football field. It had been raining, but lightning is really what delayed the game for well over an hour for the opening game on September the 8th. This is episode show number 52. We came on with some live streams, and we called those episode show number 51. Highlighted number 51, Ventrell Miller, Dick Butkus, of course, Kevin Hardy. I had forgotten 151, Puzzlesny. Paul Puzzlesny was the number 51, really good player for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he also played for the Buffalo Bills. Our executive producer, JC, big Buffalo Bills fan. And JC, what about Josh Allen, the quarterback of Buffalo? Big game. in the 41-40 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. He helped my fantasy team immensely in the Teal Shirt Report Fantasy Football League. JC, I'm open for all trades. I know you want your boy Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. Maybe we could make a trade down the road or in a few days. But I thought I had lost my fantasy football game. I really did. Then all of a sudden, I woke up this morning and, my gosh, Josh Allen had like 38 fantasy points. My goodness. Okay, the Jaguars, it was a huge win. I made some notes during the game. Dwan Smoot, I think he got the only sack the Jaguars had in the game. I isolated on Trayvon Walker. One of the few bad things I saw, which maybe it couldn't have been helped, but Trayvon Walker playing defense on the first play, the Jags were out there on defense on a actual, play by the Carolina Panthers offense. I saw Trayvon Walker get pancaked in the game on the very first play. The guy kind of went after him and took him down. Trayvon, man, we got to have more havoc, more tackles from the entire defense. But you can't really complain about the Jags defense. Man, they only gave up 10 points the whole game. So I'm not going to complain that much. I do tend to isolate on Trayvon Walker because he was a number one pick by former GM Balky, who's now, I think he serves drinks on the yacht, I believe. But that's just kind of tongue in cheek. But again, taking a look at, and hey, Tampa Bay came back and beat Atlanta 23-20, I believe it was. Wow. Atlanta had Tampa Bay down 20-17. Tampa Bay scored a touchdown near the end of the game, late in the fourth quarter, and won the game. So there was a lot of football yesterday. The Colts blasted the Miami Dolphins. Indianapolis Colts 33. The Miami Dolphins 8. And I do want to get to some of my notes from the Jaguars' victorious game. A lot of high school football. Ed White, a big 65-0 winner over Westside on Friday night. My notes from the Jaguars game, the home opener at Everbank Stadium. This is the main thing I want to convey. Really, this is the main thing that I really want to convey is that this game here on the Teal Shirt Report podcast, moving into episode show 52, we talked about the 51 guys. I think Ray Lewis, and there's some other 52s down through the years, but Ray Lewis might have been the greatest 52. He won Super Bowls with the Baltimore Ravens and a great football player, great linebacker. You might have had some issues off the field that he was accused of, but we won't go there. But he was a great player, number 52, Ray Lewis. Any comments about Ray Lewis? Certainly put them up in the comment area on YouTube. You're listening to the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 52 from BigJReport.com. So the main thing I want to convey, and I think I was kind of lingering and mentioning this, but it was more enjoyable football. On Sunday, September the 7th, it was more enjoyable football on Sunday, September the 7th than I've seen in probably a good while. It wasn't that agonizing, gut-wrenching, close game where it's low scoring and then you get beat at the end. It wasn't that. No, it was more enjoyable football in the game, in the opening game for the Jacksonville Jaguars at Everbank Stadium. Final score was a Jacksonville Jaguars 26, the Carolina Panthers 10. That was the final score. If you're wondering about Travis Hunter, he played a lot. I've got his play count. Late in the fourth quarter, I got his play count. So these are kind of unofficial stats from the number of plays that he was in on. Travis Hunter, 39 offensive plays and 6 defensive plays. He's only coming in on defense in situational situations. So there's certain situations he'll come in on defense. So he may play 10 snaps on defense or less in games. It was 6 plays in the home opener. Now, when the game got toward the end and the Jaguars had, a 16-point lead, he went out of the game. And I know I saw his play count 39 plays on offense, 6 on defense. And then I don't believe he came back in the last minute of the game. The Jaguars had the game in hand. Isn't that great to hear? The Jacksonville Jaguars had the game in hand with a 26-10 victory over the Carolina Panthers. Again, I'll reiterate, more enjoyable football in this game, this home opener and season opener than I've seen in a long time. Trevor Lawrence had a good day. Unofficial stats, he was 19 out of 31, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It was not MVP quarterback football, but it was winning football. 19 out of 31, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. ETN, he was kind of a home run hitter in this game. ETN had like 140 yards rushing, and he had a lot of carries too in the football game. So ETN, man, he was a big offensive force in this one for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll be back in a little bit. This has been episode show number 52. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching.